This video is part 2 of Salt Wells Nature Reserve and what we found hidden underground and in the caves and basically in the hills. So please enjoy this video and let me know your thoughts at the end. I'm going to be sharing with you what we found. I went back with my little team and it is amazing. I can't wait. Okay, so this is a built structure. It's not man-made, and it goes, I think it goes further than that, because obviously it can't just be that big. And there's different types of stone there. So it looks like there was layers, and it's been completely hidden. There, it looks like there's a little, you could get in there if you just pulled it back a little bit. There's loads of little entrances like this all around this place. But obviously it's been built in, covered up, and loads of trees planted on top of it. So, you know, if you're just walking your dog, you're not going to take any notice. Now, going round in that same area, this looks like it's not natural. It's not a natural structure. It's stone. I don't know what type of stone it is, but it's rock solid. Like, it looks like it's soft, like plasticine, but it's not. This is the top of the cliffs in Salt Wells. We're standing right on the cliff edge because I wanted to see, you know, I wanted to see what it looked like from that side and see if there was like any little entrances on the way down. You know, even though I'm not a rock climber, but I just wanted to see, you know, if there was any ledges or anything like that. And there actually was. So we walked further round so we could get down and take a look. Now, there was loads of these little poles sticking up out the ground around that area, and they were just really oddly placed, and always placed like around by a tree, you know. So I'm not too sure what that's for, but they are old. I think they're iron. One of them was actually split in half. So again, this is on the cliff edge, and it is absolutely huge. Like, you can't even tell how big it is. But we are above the trees on there, so you know how big. Salt Wells Nature Reserve is like, the reservoir is on top of the nature reserve, which doesn't make any sense because it should be at the bottom. Like, everywhere else, it's just so odd. And like the cliffs here, can you see that stone there? It's all that yellow stone, and it's like, there's little crevices where you can go in, and then there's got a tree coming out of it, you know. And I'm so glad that we got to go in the winter, because we wouldn't have seen that. I wouldn't have seen that if the trees was grown with their leaves and stuff like that, because you wouldn't see it. So I'm so glad. I don't know if you can see that there sticking out. It's beautiful, absolutely beautiful. I mean, they should pull all this back and show it, because it is absolutely stunning. Now, my cousin, who's with me there at that time, she actually scaled down, and there is a little ledge, and she said the stone, she said there's loads of little entrances. You obviously just got to go in and be brave, but obviously we weren't willing to do that at that time, because it is quite dangerous. So I don't recommend doing it unless you know, obviously, you know what you're doing and you've got all the gear and stuff like that. But again, another pole. So I mean, it could even be for that, but it was too. I'm not too sure, because it was just odd where they was placed. There was loads of little things around by it. There was loads of like different types of stones sticking out the ground, um, and then like covered up with dirt, you know. So, and it was like stone circles, but they're not sticking out that far, because there was always more than one. You know, you would never find one on its own. Again, we found this. This is a little pit, and it just dips down, as you can see, and it's really, really soft. So it's only like, it's not rock underneath it. It's soil and land and vegetation, and there was loads of little stones sticking out, and literally, if you pulled all that back, you could get in and see what's there. So I think all of this is connected. It's got to be connected, so it was all one. And it's just literally been covered with vegetation, trees, ivy. I mean, ivy is the best way to cover something. So, and if you did that like hundreds of years ago, there you go. You know, it was very, very interesting though, this little area, because again, it's in a pit. Now, every time we seem to find something, it's either in a mound or in a pit. So, you know, you don't ever find anything on the flat surface. It's always in these types of areas. So it'd be interesting to pull all this back if we could, and have a look what's there. I mean, I don't know why people aren't doing that anyway. So yeah, these again in the same area, stones sticking out, never on their own, always in a group. And this one, these ones here was totally covered. You know, we had to really look for these, because, you know, if you find one thing, guaranteed there's going to be something else. And again, it was like in on the side of like where you could tell that land had been pushed up, and then trees put on it. So obviously, as I said before, in the winter it's the best time to see, because in the summer it's all grown and you won't see these things. So it's quite clever, really, what they do. It is a beautiful place though, and it is really, really worth going up and going off the track. You know, this is the best place to find these things. They're not going to put it right in front of your eyes. And this place here, this is a little gem. I would love to get inside of this. This is just complete soil, and there's definitely something in there, because the energy there is just really, really, really intriguing, and I know there's something there, and the way that the trees are as well. And again, it's just like on the bottom of a mound, on the side of a mound, so it's really, really fascinating to see all and how it's hidden, because obviously you can't just start pulling it back, you know, because you'd be reconstructing it, you know what I mean? And look, I found a brick wall, and a flat piece of concrete right next to it with like holes in it. So I'm presuming that they was made for posts or something. But you could tell underneath those bricks, there's another type of brick. So they was used those bricks there that you can see were on top of another structure. And again, it's covered. Look, can you see those other stones sticking out of the ground? There's something beneath there, and they've just covered it with a complete concrete slab, or whatever that would be called, because it's not like a modern concrete slab, and hidden it with a wall. But that's a really interesting area, and that's right at the top of where you're going to see now, which is like the bottom of the nature reserve is where the entrance is, you know, where you get into the caves, because there definitely is caves there, which you'll see when the video goes down. That whole area in general, there's just loads of things there, unexplained things, and things that, you know, is not on the internet. And also, not far from there, literally just down the hill that you're going to see in a moment, there is actually a water source, and I'll presume that's it's Gaia water, because it's not coming from anywhere. It's literally coming from out the ground, like springing up out of the ground like a little pool. And so that it's really fascinating. It's literally just beyond there. So these are the cliffs, obviously, but I'm going to call them the caves because there's entrances in there. And walking down there was very treacherous because it was icy, but it was well worth it. It was such a beautiful place. It looked iridescent, you know, because of the colours of the cliffs. There's so many colours in the cliffs, like the stones, because obviously, apparently, according to the old internet, it's millions of years old. Like back when the dinosaurs was there and everything. And you obviously check my part one video, and it explains it. There's my little team who slugged it out the whole day. I'm so proud of them and thankful that they was with me on that day. But we all had a great time, you know, venturing, and we was crossing frozen lakes. It was really good. It was really fun. But you know, obviously, I wouldn't recommend it if you gotta be safe, you know. But yeah, see, these are like little mini cliffs compared to the big one. but we couldn't get over to the big one because, well, we did get over to it, but couldn't go up it because it's quite dangerous and we need a rope. So as I said, you know, you've got to be safe and stuff like that, so I wouldn't recommend it. But again, another pole just sticking out the ground, but that was a different, I think that was a different type of metal. But you will see there's entrances in here that have been covered up with mud, just dirt. You know, look at that stone there. Beautiful. Explain that. You know what I mean? Look at it. You can tell it's been covered up, so you can't get in. But I want to get in. I want to see what it is. Look at that, 2 different types of stone there as well. It's just incredible. And this is all right on my doorstep as well. And like, there's nothing about it. People don't like really care around here, like, because they've got their answers, because it's so well documented what it is. You know, nobody bothers to go and look. This definitely needs to be explored. It's like, you can't not want to go in there. You know, it needs to be looked at. The entrance is just covered with dirt, you know, and you'll see how far it goes back as well. There's loads of little entrances. And it looks like there's two stones there on top of each other, you know. So it's obviously been covered, been put on top of it to stop you from going in it, to hide it. And again, in the summer, you wouldn't see it because there'd be trees and everything over it. All this here was very, like, even now in the winter, there was loads of twigs, broken trees, you know, loads, like stingers, everything. Look at that stone there, it's beautiful. Loads of different colours as well. It's amazing. And there's inside it. Look at that. It's been covered, that has. Definitely. But yeah, there it is. There's my adventure video for Salt Wells. I hope you enjoyed it, and let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think it's worth investigating? Because I think it is. And let me know if you've been to Salt Wells, and also if you've got anything interesting in your area. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you being here. I'm sending you lots of love, lots of light. Take care.